Totally unexpected lines. This was speculated upon a short while ago, and now we can confirm it to you first here on India Today. Pakistan is going to do what it always planned to do, take the devious route at the International Court of Justice. India Today can confirm that Pakistan will play that infamous confessional video of Kulbhushan Jadhav at the International Court of Justice. They have put up a video wall. Remember, while making his arguments, India's lawyer Harish Salve said the tape was doctored. It's the tape that Pakistan had put out shortly after they abducted Kulbhushan Jadhav from Iran as well. It's a tape that India has already fully discredited. Harish Salve, India's lawyer, representing India at the ICJ, has also said it's a doctored video, and now they plan to play it. Let's go straight across to The Hague. India Today's executive editor Gaurav Sawant on the front lines reporting this big developing story from the Netherlands. Gaurav, that doctored tape, that fabricated tape, that confessional tape that has embarrassed Pakistan is apparently going to be put up as an exhibit by them in a short while from now.
Nothing seems to embarrass Pakistan. Top sources here at the International Court of Justice at The Hague telling India Today that Pakistan will submit that tape. That tape will be played out. That so-called confession by Kulbhushan Jadhav, that's going to play out in about an hour and a half from now at the court. And that is Pakistan's main defense. Pakistan's main defense is a confession. In international jurisprudence, a confession made to an investigating officer, a confession made to the police is inadmissible as evidence unless it's corroborated by other evidence. There is no corroborative evidence in this case, just a doctored, spliced, multi-camera shoot at a professional television network in Pakistan is what Pakistan is going to submit here at 3 p.m. Local time. That's point one. Point two, Pakistan is also going to say that it has arrested some people. Confessions of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan spokesperson, who incidentally, as you know better, Shiv, has killed several Pakistani children, including children at Army Public School, Peshawar. Now, those are the kinds of statements that Pakistan is relying on as its defense in a case where Pakistan is completely defenseless. I interviewed Harish Salve and he made it extremely clear that Pakistan does not have a case to stand on simply because international jurisprudence and going by past precedents, India is supposed to get justice from the International Court of Justice, especially Shiv, on the aspect of staying the hanging of Kulbhushan Jadhav at the Pakistan military court.
Gaurav, you've been speaking with Harish Salve and the Indian team at The Hague, at the International Court of Justice. You know, playing out this tape is, definitely something that the Indian side would have expected as part of Pakistan's tactics?
It absolutely is. India was anticipating this and some bits more. But again, Pakistan is going into the merits of the case. But Shiv, you and I well know, and for the benefit of our viewers, this case is not about the merits. This is to follow was Vienna Convention followed by Pakistan? Was India given consular access? The answer is no. That's point one. Point two, were human rights violated of Kulbhushan Jadhav? The answer is yes. And in all of this, if Pakistan claims that a so-called terrorist, as they put it, or a spy, he does not have the rights, it's for the Vienna Convention, it's for the 11 judges, the President of the International Court of Justice and 10 brother judges to sit and deliberate on the violation of the Vienna Convention. And India initially is seeking a stay, and that is what irreparable loss should not happen in this case, and that is why India is seeking a stay on the hanging and ultimately annulment of a sham trial in a Pakistani military court.
Gaurav, stay with me. We're getting some more breaking news that you've just sent in about what to expect from Pakistan's case. Its testimony that begins in just under an hour from now. We're being told by our sources from the government that Pakistan will contest the case primarily focused on the Vienna Convention findings, as that is the primary contention from the Indian side. It has been learnt that Pakistan will be using the following argument. The Vienna Convention relates to issues on spying, while the current case of Kulbhushan Jadhav is related to terrorism, which does not come under the Vienna Convention. So that's basically Pakistan saying that this man is a terrorist, not a spy. The case can only be taken forward after mutual consent from both the parties, which has not been practiced in this case. That's what Pakistan is going to say. Therefore, the case needs to be surrendered with immediate effect. Gaurav, I want to come back to you. It appears pretty clear that Pakistan is looking for the case to simply be dismissed. They want to say that the ICJ cannot rule on this particular case, and they are hoping that after their testimony, the ICJ will dismiss the case outright.
So that remains to be seen. As far as the case is concerned, one, it's on the Vienna Convention.
Yes.
Two, it's on human rights. And three, it's to save a life. Shiv, this entire case is to save a life. And there it remains to be seen what evidence can Pakistan put forward. In case Pakistan wants to argue this on merits, then Shiv, this perhaps will be the first time that India will learn what is the evidence that Pakistan has against Kulbhushan Jadhav, because so far, as Harish Salve put it in court this morning, it's been denied to India, it's been denied to his mother, and it's been denied to the accused himself. So, purely on mercy, his mother approached the Supreme Court in Pakistan. Purely on mercy, the next option is to approach the President of Pakistan. But there is no evidence that Pakistan has put out in public domain about what are the charges, what is the evidence, where is the charge sheet, and on what basis did they arrive on a verdict in the Kulbhushan Jadhav case. So if they want to present that in the international court, anything apart from this splice tape, it remains to be seen. It will be very interesting in under an hour from now, Shiv.
Under an hour from now is when we're going to get the very latest on what Pakistan says. Meanwhile, I want to go across to India Today's Hamza Amir joining us live from Islamabad in Pakistan. Hamza, are you hearing anything? You know, we've gotten a sense that Pakistan's put up a video wall inside the courtroom. They plan to play out that infamous confessional video that India has already declared as fake and doctored and under coercion. What else are you hearing about what Pakistan is going to say at the ICJ today?
Well, what I've heard, and I've spoken to some of the sources in the government, and they actually are confirming that Pakistan is going to say that Kulbhushan Jadhav was not taken into custody as a spy. He was taken into custody as a terrorist who was involved in terror attacks, 2 or 3 terror attacks, one on the Hazara community in Balochistan, one on the lawyers in the court, and some other terror attacks are also going to be mentioned, and that confessional statement is also going to be played to justify Pakistan's claim that he was not charged under spying allegations. He is charged under terrorism allegations, and that is why the Vienna Convention cannot be applied on this particular case. That is one. Secondly, as you mentioned, that it has to be in consensus and consent from both the parties for the case to go forward. For now, this is not under practice because Pakistan was summoned on a very short notice to respond to India's case pleaded in the International Court of Justice. So when Pakistan is not is not willing to take the case forward because it does not fall under the jurisdiction of the ICJ.
Okay.
Pakistan obviously would back out, and that way ICJ would not be able to actually take the case further forward in any way. So this is the expected line that the government is going to take, and that is why, because they want to declare and prove Jadhav as a terrorist and not as a spy only. I think that video confession statement is going to be played in front of the court as well.
All right, that video is going to be played in front of the court. Let's see what the court thinks. India has a very strong stance as far as that tape is concerned. India Today caught up with Harish Salve right after his long testimony at the International Court of Justice. He's told us stuff that he hasn't said to anybody else. Here's Harish Salve.
India's case and its application, as I will explain later, sir, is that throughout the period of his incarceration in Pakistan and in the course of his trial, Jadhav has been denied consular access. India seeks restitution by way of annulment of the verdict in addition to other reliefs. After the appeal, there is no judicial remedy available for Jadhav in which he could assail the findings and the conclusions of the military court. After his arrest, a confessional video was recorded on 25th March. The FIR was registered on 8th of April. The accused was interrogated in May 16, and in July 16 a confessional statement was recorded before a magistrate. The court-martial recorded summary of evidence on 24th September 2016, and in 4 proceedings culminating on 12th February 2017, the trial was over. These facts establish beyond a shadow of a doubt that the trial was conducted without informing the accused of his rights under the Vienna Convention, without granting consular access to India, in denying the accused and India to arrange for legal representation. India's position has been and continues to be that Jadhav was kidnapped from Iran and appears to have been framed based upon a confession extracted from him when he was in military custody. The allegations of Pakistan lack credibility, particularly in the absence of consular access being provided, by which India would have been able to understand the circumstances of Jadhav's presence in Pakistan, secure first-hand information about Jadhav while in military custody, and secure information about the charges against him, the evidence against him, and the order of conviction and sentence. Visa applications filed by his parents on 25th April 2017 are still pending. The information placed in public domain by Pakistan suggests that a court of appeal has already been constituted. It is imminent that the mother's appeal, for whatever it is worth, would be disposed of shortly. The communication of 12th of May does not indicate any timeline in relation to disposal of the appeal.
I appear before the court on behalf of the Republic of India with the hope that the court would indicate provisional measures so that the death sentence which has been awarded to Mr. Jadhav through a farcical trial in a Pakistan military court in violation of the rights guaranteed to Mr. Jadhav and India under Article 36, Paragraph 1 of the Vienna Convention would be set aside and not carried out pending final decision of the court on India's application.
India in its relief seeks restitutio in integrum, which would, in the least, finally require annulment of the verdict. In the circumstances, I submit that India has a strong case for provisional measures as an indication that the death sentence be not executed until such time as the court has adjudicated India's applications. Throughout the period of his incarceration in Pakistan and in the course of his trial, Jadhav has been denied consular access. India seeks restitution by way of annulment of the verdict in addition to other reliefs. The need for consular access and the opportunity to arrange for legal representation in the course of the trial, as covenanted in the Vienna Convention, is all the more greater. It is imperative that to prevent irreparable prejudice being caused to India and Jadhav, provisional measures would need to be indicated by the court.